Hello everyone. I hope you are having an amazing day filled with positive energy, motivation, and calm moments to enjoy life. Wherever you are watching from, I truly hope today brings you something meaningful, something peaceful, and maybe even a little bit of adventure. Today, I want to take you somewhere very different. Somewhere quiet, somewhere forgotten, somewhere that feels like time stopped moving long ago. This journey started unexpectedly. While exploring a remote forest area, I slowly realized that I had wandered too far away from familiar chores. The deeper I went, the quieter everything became. No footsteps, no distant sounds of people, no signs of civilization. Just wind moving through ancient trees and the feeling of being completely alone. At first, it was peaceful. The forest was beautiful in a raw and untouched way. The trees blocked most of the sunlight, creating a dim green glow across the ground. Moss covered fallen logs, and the air smelled damp and old, like the forest had been here for centuries without interruption. But peace slowly turned into fear. The realization hit me, there were no human trees anywhere. No roads, no campsite, no broken branches from travelers. It felt like I had stepped into a part of the world that humans had forgotten. As daylight began fading, I knew I needed shelter quickly. That's when I saw it. Hidden between thick pines and overgrown branches stood an old abandoned house. At first glance, it looked fragile, almost like it could collapse at any moment. Parts of the roof were broken. The wooden walls were under moisture and age. Windows were shattered, and the door hung loosely from rusted hinges. But despite its condition, it was still standing. And right now, it was my only chance to survive the night. I approached slowly, carefully checking the structure. The wood was weak in some places but stable in others. The inside was covered with dust, fallen leaves, and signs that nature had slowly reclaimed the space. It felt eerie, like someone once lived here and left in a hurry. I pushed the fear aside and focused on survival. The first step was clearing the entrance. I removed broken branches, leaves, and debris that blocked the doorway. Every movement stirred dust into the air, and the silence inside the house felt heavier than the forest outside. Next, I inspected the roof. Several sections were open, allowing rain and cold air to enter. Using loose wooden planks scattered around the house and fallen branches nearby, I began reinforcing the damaged areas. It wasn't perfect, but it was enough to slow the wind and protect against rain. As darkness approached, I gathered dry wood from inside the structure and nearby areas to create a small fire space. The warmth and light changed everything. The house no longer felt completely abandoned. It started to feel alive again. The next morning, I continued improving the shelter. I reinforced brick walls using thicker wood pieces and tied them together using natural vines I found outside. I cleared a corner of the house to create a resting area, raising it slightly off the ground using wooden boards to avoid moisture and insects. Every small improvement made the place safer. Every repeat section gave me more confidence. Still, the forest around me remained unpredictable. Strange sounds echoed at night, branches cracked in the distance. Sometimes I felt like something was watching from the shadows. Fear never fully disappeared, it simply became something I learned to live with. Over time, the abandoned house transformed. Broken windows were covered using layered wooden panels. The entrance became more secure. Inside, the air felt warmer, calmer, and protected from the wild environment outside. Standing inside this once forgotten place, I realized something powerful. Humans might leave places behind, but survival gives them new meaning again. What started as fear slowly turned into determination. What once felt like a ruin became a shelter, and in a place where no human presence remained, he found a way to reduce safety using only what nature provides. Sometimes survival is not about escaping danger. Sometimes it is about learning how to rebuild within it. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope this story reminds you that even in the most unexpected and frightening situations, strength and creativity can turn fear into survival. Stay safe, stay strong, and never stop exploring the unknown. After spending time restoring the abandoned house in the wilderness, he believed he had finally found stability. The shelter gave me safety, routine, and a temporary sense of control over my surroundings. But survival rarely stays predictable. One day, while exploring beyond the forest to search for new resources and possible escape routes, he followed a narrow path that gradually led towards the coastline. At first, it seemed like a promising discovery. Finding the ocean meant potential navigation, maybe even a way back to civilization. He walked along the shoreline, studying the tides, the rocks, and the direction of the currents. The sound of waves crashing against the cliffs was powerful, almost hypnotic. He kept moving forward, thinking he could circle back later. But nature had other plans. Fog began rolling in from the horizon, thick and heavy, swallowing landmarks and distorting the shoreline. Within minutes, visibility dropped dramatically. The familiar path behind me disappeared. The forest entrance he came from was gone. Each retracing my steps, but every direction looked the same: jagged rock, endless water, and cliffs rising like walls around me. It was lost. As time passed, the tide began rising. Waves grew stronger, smashing against the rock with increasing force. He had to move quickly before the shoreline completely flooded. While searching for higher ground, he noticed something strange in the distance. A broken runway. And beyond it, the remains of an abandoned aircraft. The discovery felt unreal. The plane was heavily damaged, partly surrounded by sand and debris. Rust covered most of its surface, and parts of the wing were torn apart. The runway itself was spread and covered with vegetation, showing clear signs that it had been abandoned for decades. At first, he hesitated. The structure looked unstable, possibly dangerous. But as the wind grew stronger and the tide continued rising, it knew it needed immediate shelter. The aircraft became the only option. He approached carefully, inspecting the exterior for signs of collapse. The fuselage was damaged but still intact in several sections. The cockpit window was shattered, and the interior was filled with sand, broken panels, and scattered debris. The environment around the runway felt unsettling. The ocean winds howled through the broken metal frame, creating hollow echoes that sounded almost like distant voices. Seagulls circled aggressively overhead, and the constant crash of waves reminded me how exposed this location truly was. Before entering, he checked the surrounding area for danger. The coastline showed signs of unstable ground, and sharp metal fragments were scattered everywhere. One wrong step could cause serious injury, and out here, an injury could easily become fatal. Once inside the aircraft, the situation felt even more intense. The interior smelled of dust and sand water. The floor was uneven, and parts of the ceiling were hanging loosely. But despite the damage, the main cabin offered protection from wind and rain. He immediately began clearing space. Broken panels were removed and stacked to create temporary barriers. He used leftover seat frames and interior supports to reinforce weak sections of the cabin wall. The aircraft's curved structure actually helped shield the interior from strong coastal winds. Outside, the abandoned runway presented another challenge. The cracked surface collected rainwater, turning sections into slippery hazards. Overgrown planes had sharp debris underneath, making movement dangerous, especially during storms or low visibility. The ocean itself was unpredictable. Large waves occasionally reached the edge of the runway, reminding me that this place could easily be swallowed by the sea during extreme weather. Still, the aircraft had potential. He used loose metal sheets and structural fragments from the damaged wing to seal open sections of the fuselage. The cockpit area was converted into a lookout point, giving me a higher view of the coastline and approaching storms. Every improvement came with risk. Walking around unstable metal required slow, careful movements. The wind constantly pushed against me, and the sound of shifting aircraft past made it clear that this shelter could fail if not reinforced properly. At night, the isolation felt heavier than ever. The ocean stretched endlessly into darkness, and the abandoned runway reflected moonlight in broken patches. The aircraft creaked under the pressure of strong coastal winds, reminding me how fragile my safety truly was. But survival is never about perfect conditions. It is about adapting to what remains. Day by day, the aircraft slowly transformed from wreckage into shelter. The runway became a resource area where it gathered materials, cleared safe walking paths, and created signals using reflective debris in case aircraft or ships ever passed nearby. Standing inside the rebuilt cabin, listening to waves crash against the shore, he realized something again. Even in places destroyed by time, disasters, or abandonment, survival can still rebuild purpose. And here, between the restless ocean and a forgotten runway. He found another temporary refuge, a world that constantly tested my limits.
Flight controls ready.